So in this video, I wanted to take a quick look at some pens from a company called Tul. That's T-U-L. And what this is, it's sort of the in-house brand from Office Depot and Office Max, which are like I guess office supply superstores here in the US. I'm not sure if they're other places as well, but it's like kind of a big box retailer. And a lot of these guys have started to release their own in-house brands. Tul is, I believe it's Tul, is one of them. So this is the gel retractable pen in medium. So it's sort of a very standard pen. I bought it in this 4-pack. I think it was like $6 or $7. And these are mostly sold on, it's through Office Max, which is the company, but through Office Depot, Office Max stores, whatever. But you can buy them online, Amazon, obviously from OfficeDepot.com, a few others. So they're not impossible to find. But I've been becoming increasingly aware that a lot of people are buying pens in stores, and I'm mainly an online shopper, so I figured I wanted to pick some up. This is very similar to the True Dot line of pens, which are sold at Staples. The two being, Staples and Office Max or Office Depot, whatever, being competitors. Okay, so back to the Tul Retractable Gel Pen. Sold in a bunch of different packs. Again, I bought a 4-pack for like $8. You could buy a 14-pack for $21 online, stuff like that. 0.7, 0.5, I bought it in 0.7. So pretty retractable, pretty normal gel pen with a retractable tip, and the body is nothing really too fancy. It kind of reminds me of like a Uniball Signo type. You have a gel or a rubberized grip. Then you have a metal tip, plastic body with a sort of aged gradient here. Again, it's looking like a Vision Elite or one of those, definitely maybe a Signo, something kind of older, maybe from 5 to 6 years ago, maybe even more. Medium, again, that's the 0.7 millimeter. Metal clip, it says Tul on it, T-U-L. It doesn't say Office Max, which is the parent corporation, or Office Depot or anything like that anywhere on it. Just all the branding is Tul. And then there's a little piece of plastic here that makes that clip have a little bite to it. And it's fine clip, works well. I think it kind of looks cool with the plastic there. We see the top button has this plastic shell around it, and that just makes it look a little cooler. We've seen this a fair bit. Some other manufacturers do that. I think like maybe some Jetstreams. I'm trying to recall off the top of my mind, and I'm not quite sure. Let me see. No, not Zebra, but it's similar. A few people do that, and it's just a nice little design tweak. And you can see the blue piece inside is actually doing the work. This outside piece is just a shell that looks cool. And there, you can see it now, it's functional. That's really all there is to it. And reasonable grip. It's kind of a harder plastic, or I guess it's a rubber, but it's hard like plastic, and it's not quite a soft touch material. It's rubberized, but there's no real give to it. So, and this piece is a little short, and it's not tapered or rounded anyway. So I would say it's reasonably comfortable, but not very special. The nose piece is obviously quite blunt. I'm not quite sure why they made it so short. I guess they wanted to look different from kind of a more tapered nose, but it's fine, it's functional. If you open this up, you see the nose piece comes off, and it's just this tiny little metal thing. It's very squat looking. Inside we have a very standard looking gel refill. Kind of looks like a Pilot G2 size gel refill, and there's no branding or anything on here. It just says I guess that's DB106. I'm not sure. Those aren't any of the, they're not manufacturer codes that I'm familiar with. So none of it really is like, oh, that's obviously from Papermate or Pentel. That's not really clear. So it's just a very standard looking gel refill. And obviously the pens are refillable. So there's that. The pack I bought has the standard colors, blue, red, green, and purple. Obviously, it's sold in black. This doesn't include black for whatever reason, but pretty nice little kit. I think about $2 a pen, and it'll drop down to like $1.75 if you spend more. As far as the look and feel goes, I'd say nothing special. Definitely kind of dated to me. Writing, I've found them to be like fine, like not anything special, but it's an okay gel pen. I've found that I've been using a lot of gel pens lately, so I've gotten very interested in comparing them. And this one's okay. I found dry times on this seem on the high side. Like, watch this. That's not okay from a lefty, at least in my mind. I really prefer the Sarasa and the Energel tends to be the winner. This paper is a little bit resistant, so it's not an ideal, but let's just see what happens. See, no problems there. And this is a little thinner. This is a 0.5 millimeter versus a 0.7, but this is not, in my mind, at least in my experience, it's not a quick drying gel, but it does have a nice bold line and a really nice blue color. So if you're writing on a more acceptable, like a paper that accepts the ink or soaks in more, like a cottony paper or an office type, like a printer paper, then this will be fine. But watch this. A little bit of smearing there, but not too bad. It's basically a little slow on the dry time. It's not ideal, but it writes nicely, it writes consistently, and I will say solid colors. They do come with the tip dipped. I don't know technically what this is called, but it's this little waxy thing here. I don't normally have it in the video because I've been writing with the pen, but they do come with this, so they will not dry out in the package, which is nice to see. The green, again, same situation. Nice, vibrant color. They're not as smooth as I would like to see from a gel pen. It's just fine. I thought they would, I guess in my mind, I didn't think they would be anything special because these in-house brands tend not to be the best, but I know the companies are focused on improving the quality over the last couple of years with their in-house brands, so I had high hopes for the Tul. And again, it's fine. It's definitely on the wet side for 0.7 millimeter, and it's definitely a low dry time. So I would recommend getting the 0.5 millimeter. Close comparison to this would be, again, a cheaper Energel, but that's better. And there's the Papermate Ink Joy, which I think would be probably the closest comparison, or True Red, but probably a Papermate Ink Joy. And this is the Papermate Ink Joy Gel. And this is also a 0.7 millimeter. Clearly not quite as wet as the Tul, and I think that's comparable. So this one is definitely drying more quickly than the Tul, which for me as a lefty is a huge advantage. So I would keep that in mind. I think that about covers it. That's the Tul retractable medium point, so 0.7 millimeter gel pen. I would say they're fine, not advisable for lefties. From a price standpoint, they're probably a little pricey, but not that bad. For an office pen, it's pretty okay, but I would not recommend them overall. Get Papermate if you want something on the low end, or if you want something nicer, get a nice Sarasa, Mark-On or Sarasa. Any of the Sarasas are solid. Zebra obviously makes them. Obviously the Energel is quite good as well. So that about covers it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any feedback, please let me know. Really helps me decide what I will be covering in these videos. Thanks.